Did you know that over 300 million buffaloes are at work around the world today? From rice paddies in Asia to dairy farms in Europe, these mud-loving giants aren't just animals. They're engines of agriculture, powering fields, feeding families, and shaping entire cultures. Raised with centuries of know-how, buffaloes plow through thick mud, pull heavy loads, and produce rich, high-fat milk, the key ingredient in Mozzarella di Bufala, a prized cheese in Italian cuisine. Their meat, milk, hides, and even manure are turned into essential products used daily across the globe. Today, join Agriculture Insight as we explore the incredible world of buffaloes and uncover why this ancient animal remains one of the most valuable partners in modern farming. A fully grown buffalo may weigh only around 500 kilograms, but its ability to adapt far surpasses that of many other large livestock species. Buffaloes are especially drawn to water and mud, not just to cool off, but to protect their skin from harsh sunlight and biting insects. And interestingly, they even have their own personal assistant, the oxpecker, a small bird that perches on their back to remove parasites and alert them to danger. If India is the buffalo capital of the world with hundreds of millions roaming its fields each day, then Italy is where buffalo milk is turned into culinary gold. From street-side stalls in Mumbai to elegant appetizers in Naples, tens of thousands of tons of Mozzarella di Bufala are consumed each year, a soft, creamy cheese that's richer and more nutritious than its cow milk counterpart, packed with fat and protein, yet lower in cholesterol. Many still believe that beef is the true king of the table. But buffalo meat is quickly rising to fame for its higher iron content, lower fat levels, and compatibility with modern, health-conscious diets. From muddy fields to five-star restaurants, from plowing soil to topping gourmet dishes, the buffalo has quietly crossed every layer of society. And strangely enough, it's never needed to say a word to prove its worth. Female buffaloes typically give birth once a year, with a gestation period lasting around 10 to 11 months. They usually calve in the spring or early summer, when food is abundant and the weather is favorable, conditions that help ensure the health of both the mother and the newborn calf. After about 6 months, buffalo calves are separated from their mothers and moved to individual pens. This allows farmers to collect the full milk yield from the mother for the production of mozzarella cheese or other dairy products. Female calves are raised on a controlled feeding regimen to grow quickly, stay healthy, and may be kept as future breeders. Meanwhile, male calves are typically raised separately for meat production. Buffaloes can eat a variety of feeds, but the most common are silage corn and straw. After each wheat harvest, massive piles of leftover straw are gathered by specialized baling machines and compressed into large, tightly packed rolls weighing hundreds of kilograms. The straw bales are then loaded onto trucks and transported back to the farm by tractor, where they are tightly wrapped in long plastic tubes for preservation. Hundreds of bales are lined up in front of the barns, ready to serve as a crucial feed reserve for the buffaloes during winter or extended dry seasons. At feeding time, the straw is loaded into a high-capacity feed mixer combined with bran, grains, minerals, and other supplements. The result is a perfectly blended mix, easier to digest, rich in nutrients, and designed to fuel growth, strength, and the rich milk used to make premium mozzarella. An adult buffalo consumes around 8 to 15 kilograms of feed per day and spends up to 6 to 8 hours just ruminating. So if you ever see a buffalo constantly chewing with that slow, thoughtful look, don't be surprised. It's just enjoying a second round of the same meal, straight from its own stomach. And after hours of chewing and re-chewing their meals, what do you think buffaloes do next? That's right, they go for a bath. Bathing is usually scheduled around 9 a.m. or 3 p.m. when the sun is less intense. The moment the barn doors open, the herd rushes toward the pond almost instinctively. They plunge, splash, and soak, not just to cool off, but to relax their muscles after long hours of pulling or ruminating. A buffalo's body temperature ranges from 38 to 39 degrees Celsius, higher than most livestock. That helps with metabolism, but also makes them highly sensitive to heat and prone to heat stress. For buffaloes, daily bathing isn't about staying clean, it's about staying healthy. Once they've eaten their fill and cooled down, buffaloes also get a massage. Automatic rotating brushes are installed right inside the barn, gently spinning when the buffalo rubs against them. They help clean the coat, reduce stress, and stimulate blood circulation. Every stage of care, from feeding to bathing, leads to one goal: milk collection. A female buffalo typically begins producing milk 8 to 10 months after giving birth. Before milking, the udder is thoroughly cleaned with warm water and sterilized cloths to remove dirt and bacteria. Next, an automatic milking machine is attached, simulating the natural rhythm of a calf's suckling. The suction is carefully calibrated to extract milk efficiently while protecting the udder, preventing inflammation or injury, a common cause of reduced milk yield. On average, a buffalo can produce 4 to 6 liters per session. Modern farms can milk dozens of animals at once, smoothly, cleanly, and without bottlenecks. The milk then flows through a sealed stainless steel pipe system and into a cooling tank at 4 degrees Celsius, marking the beginning of its journey into smooth, creamy slices of mozzarella. When milk enters the cheese factory, it doesn't go straight into production. First, it must undergo strict testing for freshness, cleanliness, and harmful bacteria. Then, key nutritional indicators such as fat content, protein levels, and lactose are carefully analyzed. Only milk that truly meets the standards is kept, because even a 0.1% deviation in fat can ruin an entire batch of cheese worth tens of thousands of dollars. To ensure absolute safety before beginning its journey into cheese, the milk must undergo pasteurization. In this step, it is rapidly heated to 72 degrees Celsius for about 15 to 20 seconds, just enough to destroy harmful bacteria without losing its valuable nutrients. Immediately afterward, the milk is quickly cooled to lock in its fresh flavor and prevent any further microbial growth. After pasteurization, buffalo milk is transferred into large stainless steel vats, where it enters a crucial stage: coagulation. This is when the liquid milk begins to transform into a semi-solid form, separating into 2 main parts: curd, the solid portion that will become cheese, and whey, the liquid that will be removed later. To trigger this process, rennet is added, a traditional enzyme extracted from a young calf's stomach, or produced using modern microbial fermentation. Rennet causes the milk proteins, primarily casein, to bond together, forming a gel-like network that traps fat and essential nutrients. Once the rennet is added, an automatic stirring system gently agitates the mixture for 30 to 40 minutes to ensure even distribution of the enzyme. The stirring must be precisely controlled. Too vigorous and the curd may break prematurely. Too weak and the milk could settle unevenly, leading to inconsistent cheese quality. After stirring, the mixture is left to rest for about 30 minutes, allowing the curd to naturally set. Once the curd has formed, slow-moving wire blades begin to cut it into small, uniform pieces about the size of corn kernels. Cutting increases the surface area, allowing whey to separate more easily. Immediately after cutting, whey starts to rise to the surface. The mixture is then gently heated to around 38 to 42 Celsius, helping the curds contract and release more whey. This step plays a key role in shaping the final texture, moisture level, and even the flavor of the cheese. As the whey separation process finishes, the massive stainless steel vats begin to tilt slowly. From with soft, elastic masses of curd slide down the chute, like slabs of condensed milk being released from a giant metallic mold. This is the curd, the concentrated essence of hundreds of liters of fresh buffalo milk. These ivory white curds are still warm, delicate, and fragile. Before they can be transformed into cheese strands, they must be evenly cut. In the prep area, workers use knives or semi-automatic cutters to divide the curds into smaller, uniform blocks, precisely measured. This step isn't just for convenience, it allows heat and salt to penetrate evenly, ensuring the final cheese develops the signature stretch, gloss, and elasticity that define true mozzarella. And this is one of the most anticipated moments in the entire cheesemaking process. After being finely shredded, the curd is transferred into a specialized stretching and mixing machine. Here, hot water, around 70 to 80 degrees Celsius, is gradually added as the machine continuously stirs, softening the curd and bringing it to that signature stretchy consistency. Under the combined effect of heat and water, the proteins in the curd begin to straighten and rebond, forming the chewy, elastic, and smooth texture that defines true mozzarella. The portions are then rolled into perfect spheres using a precise spinning motion, resulting in evenly shaped, glossy mozzarella balls. Finally, the mozzarella drops into a cold water tank, rapidly cooling each piece. This step stabilizes the texture and prevents the balls from sticking during storage. The entire process, from shredding the curd to forming smooth mozzarella balls, takes less than 10 minutes, but every step must be tightly controlled to ensure proper texture, flavor, and freshness. In some artisanal dairies in Italy, mozzarella isn't just shaped into balls, it's braided into traditional forms known as stretchy mozzarella. Braiding the cheese enhances its elasticity and structural integrity, while helping it retain moisture and providing a more satisfying texture when sliced. This technique isn't just practical, it's a cultural signature, especially popular in southern regions like Campania and Puglia, where mozzarella is considered a true culinary heritage. After being shaped and chilled, each mozzarella ball is transferred to the packaging line via an automated conveyor system. Robotic arms precisely place the cheese into specialized plastic containers, followed by an injection of sterilized brine to keep the mozzarella moist, soft, and fresh for longer. The brine also prevents the pieces from sticking together and helps preserve their elastic texture. The containers are then sealed, labeled, and packed into large cartons before being moved to cold storage at 4 degrees Celsius. From there, they're ready to be shipped to supermarkets, restaurants, and food chains around the world. According to estimates, over 5 million mozzarella balls are consumed globally every single day, from pizzas in New York to caprese salads in Rome. A staggering number for a cheese that lives in water and never dries out. Buffaloes don't just give us rich, milky mozzarella, they're also a source of lean, flavorful red meat packed with protein. Now let's follow their next journey as they enter the advanced processing lines of modern meat factories. After a long journey from the farm to the factory, buffaloes are first brought into a resting area to stabilize their condition. This short break helps reduce transportation stress and ensures the meat retains optimal quality. Next, trained staff conduct a health check on each animal, measuring body temperature, monitoring heart rate, and recording physiological data. Only buffaloes that meet strict health standards proceed to the specialized processing line. Some large-scale facilities can handle up to 1,000 buffaloes per day, using automated systems designed to ensure hygiene, safety, and animal welfare. India alone supplies 20% of all buffalo meat traded globally, making it the world's largest exporter. That means 1 in every 5 buffalo steaks on the global market likely started its journey in the Indian subcontinent. The processed carcasses are then moved onto conveyor belts, where precision cutting systems divide the dense, lean buffalo meat into standard sections. Unnecessary parts like hide, fat, or internal organs are removed during this stage. Clean meat is then trimmed into specific sizes, large cuts for restaurants or thin slices for retail. The cuts are quickly sent to freezing chambers maintained at 18 degrees Celsius for 72 hours, preserving freshness and extending shelf life. Once they meet temperature and time requirements, the portions are vacuum sealed, labeled, and packed into insulated boxes. From there, these fresh red cuts are ready to be shipped to supermarkets, commercial kitchens, and dining tables around the world. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Now let's dive into the next chapter of our journey, where more fascinating surprises await just ahead.
Did you know that millions of sheep are transported across continents every year? And you might be shocked to learn that it takes less than 10 days for those walking cotton balls from the vast Australian grasslands to end up as premium lamb on fancy dinner tables in Dubai. So how exactly do millions of sheep, each weighing over 100 pounds, manage to arrive safely in such distant lands? Today, let's hop aboard these massive ships with agriculture insight and discover the advanced technology and behind-the-scenes secrets of the incredible export journey of one of the most widely raised livestock animals in the world. Australia has held the crown in the sheep export game for over 5 decades, shipping an impressive 3 million sheep per year, making up 85% of the global market. This powerhouse generates around $65 million per year, making it not only a key pillar of the country's economy, but also a symbol of pride in Australian agriculture. Sheep are among the most widely raised livestock animals in the world, second only to cattle, with a total population of around 1.2 billion sheep globally. To put that into perspective, if you gathered all those sheep together and lined them up side by side, they could cover the entire United States. It would look like a massive fluffy white cloud that constantly goes bah. Sheep thrive in mild, dry climates and vast green pastures. From the moment they greet the morning sun, it takes about 4 to 6 months for them to grow strong and reach the ideal weight for their grand adventure. A journey across oceans to new horizons, ready for their next big mission. Before being exported, sheep are moved to a specialized inspection facility where they undergo a series of checks. An automated weighing system, capable of handling more than 9 sheep per minute, measures their weight. On average, an Australian sheep weighs about 110 pounds, enough to provide around 60 servings of lamb for a family meal. But weight isn't the only thing that gets checked. Each sheep goes through a full health inspection, including a close look at their eyes, nose, mouth, legs, and wool to spot any signs of illness or injury. If needed, the sheep are vaccinated to strengthen their immune system before their long journey. To make the trip more comfortable, the sheep's wool is trimmed down. This helps reduce body heat and overall weight, making the trip less stressful for them. Finally, the sheep are provided with plenty of food and water before departure. Any sheep that don't meet health or weight standards are separated and given additional care until they're fit for export. After passing inspection, the sheep are loaded onto multi-level livestock trucks, one of the most important advancements in livestock transportation. These trucks are designed to maximize space and ensure the sheep's safety throughout the trip. Each truck has 2 to 4 levels, with each level capable of holding up to 150 sheep. That means a single truck can transport up to 400 sheep at once, over 20 tons of live weight. The truck's engine is powerful enough to haul heavy loads over long distances without any trouble. The trucks are designed with sheep comfort and safety in mind. Metal mesh dividers create smaller compartments to prevent the sheep from moving around too much, which helps reduce stress and the risk of injury. The floors are non-slip to prevent falls, and there's a ventilation system to keep the air fresh. Some trucks even have automatic water dispensers to ensure the sheep stay hydrated throughout the trip. Before departure, the floor is lined with materials like sawdust, straw, or sand to absorb waste and keep the area clean and dry. On longer trips, this bedding is regularly replaced to maintain hygiene and keep the sheep comfortable. Once everything is set, the massive transport trucks roll out toward the port, the starting point for the sheep's ocean adventure. At the port, the sheep are guided onto the ship through a specially designed loading ramp system. This system makes it easy for the sheep to walk onto the ship without stress or injury. These livestock ships are huge, with 5 to 7 decks and the capacity to carry up to 70,000 sheep per trip. That's enough sheep to fill an entire football stadium and still have room for more. Keeping thousands of sheep comfortable during a long ocean journey requires serious planning. The ship consumes about 21,000 gallons of water per day, the same amount of water that 120 American households use daily. An automatic misting system is activated to maintain the temperature between 20 degrees Celsius and 23 degrees Celsius, the ideal range to prevent heat stress. A team of veterinarians is always on board, monitoring the sheep's health. If any sheep show signs of stress, dehydration, or illness, they are moved to a designated care area where they can recover before rejoining the herd. Feeding is another big task. The sheep consume over 12 tons of feed per day, enough to fill a heavy-duty truck. Their diet is carefully formulated to keep them healthy and maintain their weight until they reach their destination. When the ship arrives at its destination, the sheep are unloaded through a controlled ramp system. This ensures that they can walk off the ship calmly and without injury. After their long journey from the farm to the ocean and across international waters, these Australian sheep finally reach their new homes, contributing to the global economy and food industry. Have you ever wondered how those strong, healthy sheep on long sea voyages were cared for before they got there? Before becoming those hardy animals, each sheep goes through a meticulous process of nurturing, from the moment they're born to when they reach full maturity. On modern sheep farms, this process not only requires advanced techniques, but is also supported by cutting-edge technology to ensure the flock's optimal health. Sheep have a gestation period of about 5 months, and 2 to 4 weeks before giving birth, they are moved to a designated lambing area that is kept clean and dry. Colostrum, the first milk produced by the ewe, is crucial at this stage because it provides antibodies that strengthen the lamb's immune system. Lambs need to nurse within 1 to 2 hours of birth. If the ewe doesn't have enough milk or the lamb is too weak to nurse, the colostrum is carefully collected and bottle-fed. By the time lambs reach 2 to 3 weeks old, their digestive systems have developed enough to start eating solid food. They are gradually introduced to a special starter feed made up of chopped hay, cornmeal, oats, and trace minerals. In modern sheep farming, every sheep is fitted with an RFID, radio frequency identification, ear tag. Thanks to this system, farmers can track their flocks remotely using RFID readers, reducing errors and improving farm management. The main diet of sheep includes hay, straw, silage, and grains. Modern farms use automated feeding systems with conveyor belts and robotic dispensers to provide balanced portions for each sheep. This ensures that every sheep receives the right amount of feed without the need for manual labor. After 4 to 6 months, lambs grow into healthy young sheep. At this stage, they have reached the right body condition and weight, thanks to meticulous care and a carefully balanced diet. This is when farmers begin to see the rewards of their hard work, whether through wool production, milk from ewes, or high-quality meat. Here's an interesting fact. Happy sheep produce better, higher-quality milk. That's why these ladies are treated with the utmost care, from a nutrient-rich diet to a comfortable living environment. Unlike cows, sheep don't produce milk year-round. They only produce milk for about 150 to 240 days after giving birth. This makes milking a carefully planned process to ensure high productivity while keeping the ewes healthy. Modern farms use automatic milking machines to ensure efficiency and hygiene. Before milking, the ewe's udder and teats are cleaned with warm water or a mild disinfectant solution to remove dirt and bacteria. Next, the milking machine is attached to the ewe's udder. The machine works by creating a gentle, rhythmic vacuum that mimics the natural suckling action of a lamb. This stimulates the ewe's milk flow naturally while minimizing discomfort during the milking process. Sheep's milk has a higher fat and protein content than cow's milk, making it ideal for producing specialty cheeses like Roquefort, one of the most famous blue cheeses in the world. The cheese-making process starts with pasteurizing the sheep's milk at a temperature between 30 degrees Celsius and 34 degrees Celsius. After pasteurization, rennet is added to the milk to trigger the coagulation process. Rennet is a natural enzyme extracted from the stomach lining of young sheep or produced from plant-based sources. It causes the milk protein's casein to coagulate and form soft curds. Once the milk has coagulated, the curd is cut into small pieces using automated stainless steel blades. The curds are then transferred into metal or plastic molds to give the cheese its final shape. After shaping, the cheese is inoculated with Penicillium roqueforti, the mold that gives Roquefort cheese its distinctive flavor and blue veins. Finished Roquefort cheese has an ivory white color, marbled with deep blue-green veins. Its texture is creamy yet firm, and it melts easily on the tongue. The flavor is rich and complex, combining salty, buttery notes with the sharp tang of Penicillium roqueforti.
Hello friends. Picture this. A peaceful morning on a dairy farm in the heartland of America. The sun is just starting to peek over the horizon, casting a golden glow over the rolling fields, and the sound of cows mooing softly in the distance can be heard. Somewhere a farmer is sipping coffee, gearing up for another day of what I can only assume is one of the most utterly demanding jobs in the world: harvesting milk from cows. Yes, you read that right, harvesting milk. Because, as much as it might seem like magic when you grab a carton of milk from the grocery store, there's a whole lot of science, sweat, and very precise cow choreography that goes into getting that milk from the farm to your fridge. In 2023, American dairy farmers produced an astounding 102 million tons of milk. That's a lot of moo juice. But how exactly does this happen? Is there a secret cow whisperer involved, or maybe even a cow gym where they work out their udders for maximum milk production? Spoiler alert, it's a lot more technical than that, but still just as fascinating. So grab a glass of cold milk, and let's dive into the modern marvel that is the American dairy farm. Early dairy farming was pretty basic. People milked cows by hand, and milk was consumed raw. Pasteurization hadn't been invented yet, so people just crossed their fingers and hoped for the best. Fast forward to the 1600s, when European settlers brought dairy cows to North America. These cows provided milk for small farming communities, and dairy farming began to take root in the New World. In the 1800s, as cities grew and industrialization took off, the demand for milk skyrocketed. However, transporting fresh milk from rural farms to urban centers was tricky, and spoilage was a common issue. Enter Louis Pasteur, the French scientist who, in the 1860s, developed the process pasteurization, which involves heating milk to kill harmful bacteria. This innovation revolutionized the milk industry, making it safer to consume and easier to transport. By the 20th century, dairy farming had become a major industry in the U.S. The introduction of refrigeration, along with advancements in transportation, allowed milk to be distributed across the country. Today, the U.S. is one of the largest milk producers in the world, and dairy farmers have embraced cutting-edge technology to milk more cows more efficiently than ever before. Back to the present, the dairy industry has changed a lot. First things first, let's talk about the stars of this dairy drama: the cows. Not just any cows, mind you. Dairy farms use specific breeds of cows that are known for their milk-producing prowess. The most popular breed in the U.S. is the Holstein, recognizable by its black and white patches that make it look like it just walked off the set of a children's cartoon. These cows are milk-making machines, producing an average of 6 to 7 gallons of milk a day. That's enough to fill around 112 glasses of milk, if you're keeping count. But these cows don't just magically produce milk on their own. They need to be cared for, well-fed, and most importantly, they need to become mothers first. Like most mammals, a cow produces milk only after giving birth to a calf. Once a cow has calved, she enters the milking rotation, and that's when the magic happens. It's milking time. Gone are the days of sitting on a little stool and milking a cow by hand, though, let's be honest, there's something charming about that image. On modern dairy farms, the process is far more streamlined and, well, industrial. The cows are brought into what's called a milking parlor, which sounds way fancier than it is. It's not a fancy parlor with velvet curtains and chandeliers, but rather a super efficient setup where cows can be milked quickly and comfortably. Here's the breakdown of what happens in the milking parlor. Before the milking begins, the cow's udders are cleaned and sanitized. You wouldn't want to drink milk that's been sloshed around in dirt, right? The udders are also given a quick massage, which stimulates milk flow. Yes, cows get massages. Try not to be jealous. Once the cow is prepped, a machine attaches suction cups to the cow's teats. These suction cups gently draw the milk from the cow's udder through tubes and into a collection system. Milk flows through a series of pipes and into a large refrigerated storage tank. This milk is then kept cool until it's ready to be transported to a processing plant. Fun fact, the milk never touches human hands during this whole process, which is pretty impressive when you think about it. Some farms are even high-tech enough to use robotic milking machines. These robots let the cows decide when they want to be milked, and the cows can stroll up to the machine whenever they're feeling the need for a little relief. The machine identifies each cow by a sensor attached to her collar and goes to work. After the milking session is over, the cows are sent back out to pasture or into comfortable barns where they can relax, eat, and chew their cud, which is cow speak for re-chewing their food. Cows need to eat a lot to keep up with their milk production, so their diet is carefully monitored. They're fed a mix of hay, silage, which is basically fermented grass, grains, and other nutrients to make sure they stay healthy and strong. And then the cycle repeats. The cows are typically milked 2 to 3 times a day, depending on the farm. Between each session, they're living their best cow lives, grazing, napping, and occasionally plotting to escape. Okay, maybe not the last part, but cows are smarter than we give them credit for. After the milk is collected, it's far from over. The milk needs to be processed before it can hit the shelves of your local grocery store. Here's what happens next. First, the milk is transported from the farm to a processing plant in large, insulated tanker trucks. These trucks are like giant thermoses, keeping the milk cool to prevent spoilage. At the processing plant, the milk goes through pasteurization, a process that heats the milk to a specific temperature to kill any harmful bacteria. This ensures that when you chug a glass of milk, you're not also chugging a cocktail of germs. Next, the milk is homogenized. This is a fancy way of saying that the fat in the milk is broken down so it doesn't separate and form a layer of cream on top. Though let's be real, some people love that old-school cream on top milk. Finally, the milk is bottled, packaged, and shipped out to stores. And voila! That gallon of milk you grabbed from the fridge section at your local supermarket started its journey in a cow's udder just a few days ago. Milk is big business in America. In fact, the dairy industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, contributing significantly to the economy. Dairy farms provide jobs, not only for the farmers themselves, but also for the workers who help with everything from feeding the cows to maintaining equipment. Then there are the truck drivers, plant workers, and grocery store employees who all play a part in getting milk to your table. But the economic impact of dairy doesn't stop at just milk. There's a whole world of dairy products out there. Cheese, butter, yogurt, ice cream that Americans consume with gusto. Cheese alone is a $45 billion industry in the US. And let's not even get started on how much ice cream Americans eat every year. Spoiler, it's a lot. Dairy farms are also vital to rural economies. Many of these farms are family-owned and have been passed down through generations. In a lot of small towns, the dairy farm is the backbone of the local economy, providing jobs and supporting other businesses. Milk is more than just a beverage in America. It's a cultural icon. Milk has long been a symbol of wholesomeness and health. It's the stuff of childhood memories, the thing you pour over your cereal, and the key ingredient in a comforting glass of chocolate milk after a long day. Milk is also tied to some very specific American traditions. Take, for instance, milk and cookies. Whether it's leaving out a plate for Santa on Christmas Eve or just indulging in a snack after school, there's something quintessentially American about dunking a cookie into a glass of cold milk. Then there's the milkshake, a symbol of 1950s diners and teenage rebellion. You can't picture classic Americana without imagining a group of kids in a booth, sipping on milkshakes with whipped cream and cherries on top. So there you have it, the journey of milk from the udder to your kitchen and all the ways it impacts both the economy and culture. Harvesting 102 million tons of milk a year is no small feat, and it's a process that involves a lot more than just a cow and a bucket. It's a testament to modern technology, hard work, and, let's face it, a little bit of cow magic. The next time you pour yourself a glass of milk, take a moment to think about the incredible journey that milk has taken to get to you. It's a process that involves farmers, cows, machines, and a whole lot of dedication. And while it might seem like just a simple drink, milk is so much more than that. It's a symbol of hard work, tradition, and yes, a little bit of fun. So here's to the humble cow, the hard-working farmer, and the glass of milk that brings it all together. Cheers! Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get notified when our exciting videos go live. Every year, roughly 325 million egg-laying hens strut their stuff across the United States, producing an astonishing 96.9 billion eggs. That's right, billions. If you're ever feeling unproductive, just remember, these hens are working round the clock, with each one laying an average of 296 eggs per year. That's a whole lot of omelets. But it hasn't always been this way. Back in the year 2000, the average hen was laying just 264 eggs annually. So what's changed? Well, it's all thanks to the magic of genetics. Breeders have cleverly optimized hens through breeding programs, making them the egg-laying machines they are today. Gone are the days of underperforming chickens. These girls mean business. Hello everyone. Today we're cracking open the process of raising and harvesting eggs on a modern American farm. The process begins with eggs being transferred from the breeding farms to the incubator, where they are sterilized with an organic mist without the use of formaldehyde to minimize bacteria, demonstrating a commitment to biosecurity. Eggs are transferred electronically from farm trolleys to incubator trolleys before being placed in the incubator, where they develop for 18 days in controlled incubation units with 36 incubators, capable of holding up to 6 million eggs. These units tilt the eggs to maintain uniform and precise temperature, humidity, and carbon dioxide levels. After 18 days, the eggs are embryo tested, where a machine checks the heartbeat to determine whether the eggs are viable or non-viable. Non-viable eggs are discarded to avoid exposure to harmful bacteria. The viable eggs are vaccinated with an approved organic vaccine against common poultry diseases, with a strict policy of not using antibiotics at any stage, which sets them apart from other producers. The incubation system has 2 floors, and when the chicks hatch, they move to the lower basket, where they are provided with nutritionally balanced organic feed and clean water, unlike traditional hatcheries that wait until the chicks arrive at the farm to feed. Chicks begin to hatch about 24 hours after arriving at the hatchery and continue hatching for about 2 full days. The hatching process is precisely controlled using temperature, humidity, carbon dioxide levels, and a state-of-the-art HVAC system to ensure proper fresh air circulation. As the chicks hatch, they move towards openings and drop into a bottom basket, eliminating the need for a mechanical separator used in traditional hatcheries. Fresh water is provided through troughs along the sides, with LED lights attracting the chicks to take their first drink. The chicks quickly find the feed on their own after getting their first drink. After all the chicks are hatched, they are visually inspected by humans, and those that do not survive are treated with a gentle carbon dioxide anesthetic. Healthy chicks are vaccinated against common poultry diseases. The chicks are then transported to the farms in specialized vehicles with precise temperature, lighting, feed, and water control systems, ensuring the best conditions throughout the journey. The egg-laying process begins when the pullets are raised in the breeding facility until they are 18 weeks old, when they are moved to the laying house and begin laying eggs. The houses are now clean and equipped with the necessary equipment to welcome the hens to perform their duties. The outdoor and indoor areas are also carefully fenced to protect the flock from predators. Chickens are fed using an automated feeding system. The main feed for chickens on these farms is corn, soybeans, and mixed feed. The hens are exposed to longer daylight hours or artificial light to stimulate egg laying. The hens do not enter the commercial laying stage until they are 21 weeks old. The peak laying period is from 25 to 39 weeks of age. After that, egg laying gradually decreases until the end of the laying period at around 72 weeks of age. The hens are then removed from the laying system. Millions of eggs are collected weekly without manure and soil thanks to an intelligent conveyor system that operates automatically. Research shows that free-range chickens will lay about 10% more eggs than caged chickens. Organic eggs are often tastier and command a higher price. The eggs are then collected and transported to packing plants. The plants will clean and inspect the shells, yolks, and whites to eliminate poor quality eggs. Next, the eggs are fed into machines to be sorted into different sizes and carefully packaged in cardboard or plastic boxes. The U.S. egg industry produces more than 100 billion eggs each year. More than half of the shell eggs are sold directly to retail stores, and the rest are further processed for food service. The egg industry plays a significant role in the economy, providing jobs, income, and revenue for farmers, processors, distributors, and retailers. In the US alone, the industry contributes billions of dollars annually to the economy. According to recent data, over 80,000 people work in the egg industry, from farm labor to processing and logistics. Egg farms, many of which are family-owned, play a crucial role in supporting rural communities. They provide steady employment and contribute to the local economy by buying feed, equipment, and other necessary supplies. Additionally, the revenue generated from egg production helps fund public services and infrastructure in these areas. Retailers, grocery stores, and supermarkets also benefit from egg sales, as eggs are one of the most commonly purchased grocery items. They attract customers to stores, who then buy other products, further boosting the economy. Eggs are a key ingredient in many food products, such as baked goods, pasta, mayonnaise, and sauces. The processed egg market also plays an important role, with liquid eggs, dried egg powder, and frozen egg products being used in various industries, including food service, restaurants, and food manufacturing. All of these sectors depend on eggs, making them an integral part of the wider food production chain. Therefore, eggs also support other industries. Eggs have been a staple food in the human diet for thousands of years, prized for their versatility, nutritional richness, and adaptability in countless recipes. From breakfast tables to baked goods, eggs play a crucial role in cuisines worldwide. Eggs are a nutritional powerhouse, providing a wide array of essential nutrients in a relatively low-calorie package. They offer high-quality protein, healthy fats, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and unique nutrients like choline, which make them an excellent addition to any diet. Whether you're aiming to boost your protein intake, support eye and brain health, or enjoy a satisfying, nutrient-dense food, eggs are one of the most versatile and beneficial foods you can include in your daily meals. Their journey from farm to plate is an intricate process that involves careful breeding, management, and handling, ensuring we receive a high-quality product. It's no surprise that they have become a part of meals all around the world. In fact, many countries have their own special egg dishes. For example, in Mexico, there's huevos rancheros, which features fried eggs with salsa on tortillas. In Japan, there's a sweet omelet called tamagoyaki, often enjoyed with sushi. And in Spain, tortilla española, a potato and egg omelet, is a popular dish. These examples show just how much eggs are loved and used in different cultures. Every year on the second Friday of October, World Egg Day is celebrated around the globe. The day was established by the International Egg Commission in 1996 to raise awareness about the nutritional benefits of eggs and their importance as a food source. On World Egg Day, countries celebrate in various ways, such as hosting cooking competitions, organizing educational campaigns about egg farming, and offering free eggs to communities. It highlights how a humble food like the egg can have a worldwide impact on nutrition and cuisine. Eggs have also found their way into popular culture, symbolizing life, rebirth, and even mystery. One of the most famous representations of eggs in history is the series of Fabergé eggs, luxurious jeweled eggs created for the Russian imperial family in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. These eggs became symbols of wealth, craftsmanship, and artistic beauty, and they are still admired today as masterpieces. In many cultures, eggs are a part of celebrations and traditions. For instance, during Easter, eggs are dyed and decorated as a symbol of new life and resurrection. This practice has been adopted in many countries and has evolved into fun activities like Easter egg hunts, where children search for hidden eggs, often filled with treats. The future of the egg industry lies in embracing innovation. Researchers and companies are exploring alternative egg production methods, such as lab-grown eggs and plant-based egg substitutes, to meet the needs of an evolving market. These alternatives cater to consumers seeking sustainable, cruelty-free, and allergy-friendly options, indicating that the industry may diversify beyond traditional egg farming. These days, egg farmers feel a responsibility to provide the best possible care to hens and produce safe, wholesome, and affordable eggs. Over time, farms have modified how they house and care for hens and produce eggs, adopting science-based practices as new information and research becomes available. With this spirit of continuous improvement, egg farms have improved the health and productivity of hens, enhanced food safety, and lessened impacts on the environmental while providing a high-quality, affordable egg supply. And that's the exciting journey of eggs and hens. Do you like eggs? Leave your favorite egg dish in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel to get notified when our exciting videos go live. Goodbye.